why don't you call something for crying out loud? He almost took his arm off! Ref, why don't you call something for crying out loud? He almost took his arm off! Ref, why don't you call something for crying out loud? He almost took his arm off! Ref, why don't you call something for crying out loud? He almost took his arm off! Ref, why don't you call something for crying out loud? He almost took his arm off!
So, that was an excerpt from one of the Mighty Ducks movies. Now they're just the Ducks. But that pretty much had to do with the entire game. A lot of viciousness, a lot of penalties. Probably not enough penalties, I'm not even going to lie. But apart from it being kind of a dirty game on both teams' accounts, it was a, how should I say, certifiable ass whooping that the Leafs received. 5-0. The Stanley Cup champions over the Toronto Maple Leafs. They just look terrible. What can I say? All of a sudden, do we not miss Brian McCabe? Because I kind of do. How many wins without him so far? Like 2? Tied for least wins in the East or something like that? We're second last in the East. We're second last in a conference that's supposed to suck. Is anyone else frustrated? I'm pretty frustrated. But I'm more frustrated about the lack of respect. God. And I'm not going to sit here and defend the Leafs blindly, because that's dumb. I'm a Leaf fan, but I'm a hockey fan before I'm a Leaf fan, if that makes sense. The Belak knee thing on Peros, didn't care for it. Punching Peros while he was down, didn't care for it. He deserved to be, punished for that. I think the 10-minute misconduct should be enough for that. He may get more. He's been suspended before. The Cabina knee thing, didn't care for it. 2 people jumping him afterwards, didn't care for that either. I'm all for revenge, sort of. But to an extent, 2 is a larger number than 1, last I checked. And the book I mentioned a few videos back, McGowan's Law, 100 Hockey Arguments by Bob McGowan, makes a good point about the term letting players play, because it is an incomplete term, and what does it mean? Let them play and kill each other? And that's kind of what's happening out there. There's a total lack of respect in the game, and it's really frustrating. What's more frustrating is the media coverage in Toronto over this stupid Matt Sundin trade that may or may not even happen. So I'm going to read a message I sent to a user. Don't remember the exact name of the user, but it should hopefully answer any questions about the Sundin trade so far. It's part my opinion, part stuff that I've heard. Anyway, and here it goes. It's actually quite long, so feel free to turn it off. What do I think about the Sundin trade? I used to be very against the idea, but if you study the Leaf salary cap situation, they can't afford to not trade him if they don't have a playoff season, which it doesn't look like they're going to have. Imagine this. You're John Ferguson Jr. Your job hangs on to one accomplishment: make the playoffs. Now, people are asking you to trade Sundin for the future, but trading Sundin acknowledges that you won't make the playoffs. If I'm Ferguson, nuts to the future, I want to win now. And this is terrifying, though, because imagine that. Forget selling. He may even bring in reinforcements. Of course, the cap situation limits who he can bring in, but you can see my point. I think it's fine to trade Sundin if we'll get him back the next season. And also, if the trade is to happen, it shouldn't happen yet. I know you're supposed to trade a player while they're hot, but if teams want him so bad, make him sweat. Steen, Stagent, Wellwood, Wisniewski, and I'm pretty sure Kilger also have their contracts up after this year. I think there's a few more players as well. I'm not crazy about Wisniewski. I know some people are. But those other guys, I'd really like to see stay. The scary thing is Steen, Stajan, and Wellwood will be restricted free agents, meaning if they're not signed by the summer, then people can just sign them anyway. They have to give us picks as compensation, but now we're down 3 young players. Wellwood's been cold this year, but we all know the potential he has. And Stajan and Steen are 2 great young defensive forwards, normally, which the Leafs painfully need more of. Hope that answers your question. But people are forgetting something. It's up to Mats. No trade clause. Well, now what? Oh, and by popular demand, I'm going to bring back the jerk list. I think the top 3 people will be Steve Downey. By the way, thanks for the great response to my last video, particularly the fans of Philadelphia. Your input is greatly appreciated.